Hey guys, welcome back to another FPL stream. I'm sad because we're not together this week. It sucks. I had to change the name because my name was Ellie and Liv, and then I had to change it, and I was like, but we're trying something slightly different this week. We're going to record the show. I asked on Twitter if you had any FPL questions, so we're kind of gonna chat about FPL, our game week, our teams, our advice, and then go through the Twitter questions as well. So keep an eye out on that on our Twitter pages here and here. Yeah, I'm terrible with that. Going forward to ask questions for FPL, but Liv, it was a pretty crappy game week. How did you do?
Yeah, I think most people would have probably seen my tweet to official Fantasy Premier League that they were like, who's gonna save you on Sunday? And I literally quote tweeted being like, I don't actually think anyone can save me now. And I was sort of wrong in a way, but I mean, Mo Salah saved me. Like, I literally was on for like 40 points before
I think I was on
like 4. He got me 40 with my captain. So he did save me in a way, but a lot of people did captain Salah. But I crucially, there's people in leagues that I'm close to that didn't captain Salah. So I sort of, but they then had Trent and Chilwell, and I didn't. So yeah, it was like I got 81 points, which average was 64. Yeah. So I did just like above average, but it still wasn't a great game week because the rest of my team was so bad.
Yeah. I did something bad. I made 3 transfers. I took up -8. I was so fed up with my team. I was just like, I hate this. I'm not getting any points. I feel like I'm missing all these players. And I saw this tweet that was actually like the top 10,000 FPL players these are the top owned assets in each team. And I think Foden was one. I think Chilwell was one. I don't remember it. Trent was one. I was like, I'm just gonna freaking transfer these players in, and I just went for it because I was like, Foden, I'm not so sure about, honestly. He's gotten returns in 3 consecutive game weeks, so I'm like, maybe I missed the boat on this.
I think it'll be key as well to see if he plays tonight. If he plays tonight against West Ham, then I'll be like, oh, but if he doesn't, then you're absolutely nailed on for him to start, and they've got Brighton at home, so.
So the thing with my team is that I had Ronaldo and Lukaku, so all of my wealth was put into those 2 players. Yeah. So I got them out of my team, so I have a lot of money elsewhere on the pitch. So I actually have 4 like really premium defenders.
Yeah.
I have Cancelo, Azpi, Trent, Chilwell, and Livramento.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah, you've gone like big on the defense.
I went big on the defense. Why? Because I felt like every time that I was investing in midfields or attacking options, nothing was happening.
Yeah.
And these players, like Chilwell has gotten 3 goals in a row in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be starting against Newcastle as well.
He will after being on the bench yesterday.
And I have such a strong bench that I don't even care if one of these players doesn't start. Right now, I have Vardy.
But who are you benching?
Right now, yeah. So right now it's Vardy because I'm not sure if he's going to be fit.
But if Brendan Rodgers does his press conference on Friday and says Jamie Vardy's fit, he's got Arsenal at home, what are you doing?
Because that's a great question. That's a great question, honestly. So I'll run you through my team. I have a back 5. Azpilicueta may not play. Right now he has a shoulder injury, so we don't really know about him.
Yeah.
Don't know where he's at. Then I have a midfield 3 of Salah, Foden, and Raphinha, who also is kind of injured, but I think Bielsa said that he should be fit to play against Norwich. Yeah. And then I have Tony and Antonio.
Yeah.
So hello, sorry, my stream.
Oh, it just froze it. Yeah, it just froze a little bit. That's fine.
It's my Wi-Fi. I have to get the expander. So basically, I have like a massive headache now because I have so many players that I have like two good players on my bench at all times. Um,
Yeah,
but there's so many injuries that I was like, I don't know who's going to be fit enough to come in. Like Raphinha against Norwich, I really like that fixture. Azpilicueta against
yeah,
Newcastle, I also really like that fixture. Doubling up on
yeah,
Chelsea. If he doesn't play, then I can have somebody else pop in. But if Vardy's
yeah,
fit, I don't know. Like I do think that Vardy could score against Arsenal, but it's also not like as an amazing fixture. But I feel weird having him on my
yeah.
bench. So
Yeah, I think if Vardy's fit, I'm playing Vardy. Um, Chilwell might be my option if I if Christensen if because I've got Christensen, but I think he's out. Well, I mean, he's definitely out for Newcastle. But he was going to be on my bench anyway. But I think I might. That fixture is really nice. On Newcastle away though, Chelsea have been a bit rubbish like at St James's Park in recent years. But I mean, Chilwell's form is almost too good to ignore right now, and I think everyone wants a Chelsea defender in their team. But I'm definitely going to go with Gallagher's going to be on my bench, and I might go back four if I take out Christensen for Chilwell, but that'll be like a I don't mind taking hits, but it's if I really really want Chilwell to play.
I
Um,
was just like, I had Ben White from Arsenal. I was like, I'm not getting any points with him.
he's got I think he got injured yesterday, didn't he?
Oh, really? So it turns out that I made a good call then. I would just took
Yeah,
him out. I wasn't getting clean sheet points. I was like,
yeah,
I had a budget defender so that I could fit Lukaku and Ronaldo in, but now I don't need
mm,
that. So yeah, I'm actually like quite happy with my team, to be honest. It's kind of like a
mm,
matter of seeing who I put in versus who's on the bench.
yeah,
And I was just so tired. I was like, I'm gonna take a -8. Imagine Chilwell and Trent both get clean sheets, then it's already
mm,
like basically made
worth
up. I
it.
don't
Yeah,
usually like taking -8. I don't usually do that, guys. But my team has
mm,
been tanking so hard. I was like, I feel like I need to do something absolutely radical. It's either gonna pay off or blow up in
mm,
my face. But at least I feel comfortable with the change that I took. I'm like
yeah.
happy with the changes that I made. Um, yeah.
I think that's the main thing. As long as you then now look at your team and you go, yeah, I actually quite like my team now, and you'd rather have too many players that you sort of have a decision on who to put on the bench rather than having like a bare 11 and then you're like praying that someone doesn't like not play so that you haven't got someone on the bench like they're coming on that you don't want. So I think that's always the way to go.
Yeah.
But
So it will depend on the injury news. A lot of people on our Twitter post asked about like advice about who to start. I haven't heard any updates about Jamie Vardy at the time that we're recording this. Have you?
no, I think the press conference is Friday. I think is Brendan Rodgers, but I'll keep an eye on it and see what he says. But as far as I know, I think he was taken off against Brentford as a precaution. I think so. He might be okay, but Brendan Rodgers will tell us. What he might come out and say is, "Oh, when do they play? Saturday? Is that a 3 o'clock
Yeah, there's
game?
Saturday early kickoff as well.
Oh, so that he can't come out and be like, oh, we've got another day training, so we're just going to see. Like if it's Thursday, he could come out and be like, well, we're going to train tomorrow and we'll see. But if it's a
Yeah.
Friday presser, I can't remember what day Leicester is. Then he might have to just say in or out, which will obviously make our decision up for us. The annoying thing with Arsenal is with Leicester is they've got some really nice fixtures after. I think after this Arsenal game, when I was looking at Vardy, I mean they've got Leeds away, which is a pretty good fixture. Then they got Chelsea, and then they have Watford, Southampton, Villa, and Newcastle. So it might
Yeah.
be a case of just taking him out and then putting like an Iheanacho back in or someone else. But I think I'm going to have to take him out. If he's not playing against Arsenal, I'm going to have to take him out. I don't think I can bench him.
It's so comfy. I only have point 0.1 in the bank. That's another reason why I made the transfer so quickly because I was like, if any of these players' price changes, like I'm totally screwed right now.
Yeah.
And I can only really downgrade players. I can't upgrade. But I mean, I'll probably eventually downgrade one of probably Aspie at some point, and
Yeah.
then like a Vardy for Lukaku if he gets back into it. But for now, I'm quite happy. And I just have like so much depth that I'm kind of like, whatever. Let's
Yeah.
see how it goes.
If I take out Christensen and put in Chilwell, he's only 0.8 more expensive, so it still leaves me with 0.8 in the bank. So then I can, and I've got Cancelo and Trent as well. So I would happily downgrade Cancelo to another defender, anyone really. It doesn't have to be City, but yeah, I'd happily downgrade him. Then hopefully, if I wanted Lukaku back in my team, then I could get him. But yeah, that might be a sub I do. I've got to stick with Kai Havertz again. I don't know how happy I am with that, but you know.
He scored yesterday.
Oh yeah, it's
So
typical, absolutely typical that you put him in, or I put him in, and we score 7, and he doesn't get a single goal or assist. Then the one game he plays next, which doesn't matter at all, he goes and scores. So yeah, that was really, really good. I mean, we don't really have anyone else to play. I mean, he's
yeah,
not going
that's
to play
true.
Hakim Ziyech there after that performance yesterday, is he again? So I think it will be a Mount, Hudson-Odoi, and Havertz front three, and it's Newcastle, and then we got Burnley at home. So I'm going to keep him for the next couple of weeks, I think, just because I have the other priorities who are like I want to move around in my team, but I'm not overly happy with it.
I was like thinking about trying to get him in, and then I just like couldn't do it. And now I'm quite happy how that worked
Yeah.
out. See how Foden is. I'm sure he's going to absolutely blank because I have him in my team now. So guys, I guess you're welcome if City start playing poorly. Always jinx these players. It's so funny. I had so many people tweeting at me yesterday, like, Ellie, we need to get you like what is it called? It's like all access, like go to every Chelsea game. What is that called? Like
Yeah. Have a
I
season
can't think of
ticket? I don't know.
season ticket. Yeah, like a season ticket to go to all the Chelsea games. Because the second I leave, it was like 1-1
No,
draw.
we concede.
It's
Yeah,
Southampton.
it was an awful goal to concede as well. I literally
Oh
left. I literally was like, "Can I leave before penalties?" No, I can't, because it takes me so long to get home if I like leave like when everyone else leaves.
yeah.
And like if it's a big game, I'll usually stay like for like after bit or whatever. I was like, okay, I'll watch penalties, and literally as soon as Reece James like took his run up, I was so confident he was going to score that I literally like walked out my seat to the little aisle bit, and as soon as the ball went in the back of the net, I like ran out the stadium like celebrating on my own. But I beat all the traffic, which was the main thing, because on like a Tuesday night, there's a
That is
Carabao Cup game.
awesome.
Do you know, like if it was like a City at home or a big Champions League game, like obviously I would have stayed, but I literally like ran out and missed the traffic, so it was a win-win.
It's worth it. Win-win.
It
Yes.
was worth it. Yeah,
Chelsea got the win and you got home. I hate traffic. It's like a pain.
yeah,
Um, that's why I work from home now because
yeah.
that would be ass. So, who are you captaining this week? I mean, I think I know the answer, but I still
Yeah,
have to skip.
I mean, oh, let me go back because I'm on like transfers at the minute. Yeah, it's Salah. I literally until he stops scoring, until he stops getting returns, I'm keeping him in my team, and he is going to be my captain every single week. There is no one else. You know, I look at those fixtures, and there's no one else that's standing out to me with like a really good fixture. Maybe Trent could be another option.
Maybe
For anyone
different.
else that doesn't want to captain Salah, but I think people will have learnt their lesson. I said like it's too early for me to be taking risks in a captaincy. This is the last 8 game weeks, and I'm 100 or 60 points behind someone that I want to try and catch. That's when I'll start making rogue captain choices because I've got nothing to lose. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna. But now we're 10. This is the night. It was the 9th game week last week, 10th game week this game week. It's just not worth taking a risk yet. And my dad did it. I mean, I don't know. Is Brighton away a risk? He captain De Bruyne came on for a point. So he got 2 points from his captain. I'm going
De
to captain
Bruyne,
Salah
I feel like isn't even that well, like that highly owned anymore. Like
Well,
he
that's
has
the
like
thing. And I was like, I don't know why you trying to go different this early on. Like, I think most people that captained someone else this game week will captain Salah this game week because Brighton at home, it's a too good a fixture. He's a best player in the world, isn't he, in current form? So
10 goals
yeah,
and 6 assists already in the Premier League this season. Like that is
it's just.
absolutely
I think he's
insane.
got 15 goals in all competitions already this season. He only
That's
played like he must have only played like 15 games, like max. 9 in the Premier League, maybe even less than that. Like 3 in the Champions League. It's mental how good he's been at the moment. So yeah, I'm assuming that's the same for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to captain anybody else until they give me a reason until he gives me a reason, and maybe the goals start drying up, which I guess eventually they will. Like, I don't think you can stay in this crazy form the entire Premier League season.
Well, also
But for
African Cup of Nations in January.
yeah,
So for those couple of games, it'll be interesting to see who people captain then. But I imagine up until Christmas and all through Christmas, most
I
people will
don't
be
even want to
captaining
think
Salah.
about that. Honestly, like, if I take him out of my team, or what I do, or I just end up benching him for.
I think the way it works, because there's an FA Cup game in there as well, he actually only misses 2 Premier League games. So I'll probably bench him. I mean, it depends on the situation. Obviously, like, there's so many different situations. You don't know how good your squad's going to be then, but obviously you have a wild card as well. So, but I mean, at the moment, I probably will bench him, but also maybe bring in like a Jota or like a Firmino or like a not Mane, because Mane will be there as well. But yeah, I'll probably bench him, I imagine. Yeah. But that could change. But yeah, so it'd be interesting to see who people captain for those couple of weeks. But
yeah, let's see if Lukaku's form will pick up by then as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed. He started the season so well, and then it just has been quite.
It's just like an issue. Well, not an issue, but like fantasy wise, it's an issue because I genuinely. I do not care who scores our goals. Like I couldn't care if Ben Chilwell scores 20 goals in a season. Now that doesn't bother me at all. Like, just because your main striker's there, like, I think it's just important to have a focal point, especially because we were struggling last season. Maybe last season, but definitely the season before, scoring goals. Everyone said that was the position we needed to strengthen. And having Lukaku there has evidently improved all the players around him as well. So I don't care if he scores, but it's so difficult at the moment to predict which Chelsea players are going to, 1, play and 2, score.
No idea.
So yeah, but I don't care. Like, if Lukaku plays and Chelsea are doing well and scoring goals, don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I would care if he's in my fantasy team, but
yeah, took him out, so we're covered there.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see like when he's going to be back as well.
Yeah, I have no idea. I thought it'd be a couple of weeks.
Like in my head, I thought he got taken off as a precaution in that Champions League game. Like, I didn't think he looked like, to me, he was going to carry on. Like, he was standing at the centre circle ready for kickoff to be taken. And then obviously saw his number came off, or his number go up. Like, I think Newcastle, even if he is back fit to face Newcastle, I don't think he'll play. I think we might see him Burnley at home. Then it's international break, so it's like, do you risk him? Do you let him go on international duty? So I don't know. I think this game
is nuts.
This is the last one until March. Yeah. So we're all good. We're watching Chelsea play every single week until March. So
that's amazing.
I think it is. Yeah. So exactly. Yeah. So get this next one out of the way, which is what, in 2 games, Newcastle, Burnley. Then it is. So yeah, then we can enjoy Christmas and there's games every 3 days, and we have to change off.
I love the Christmas season. Like, Chelsea historically don't do that well in the Christmas season, but it's just like amazing because you just have it's like Christmas, like it's like the festive periods, and then you have
games all the time.
I just booked my flight to New York as well, and I'm gonna be there legit like a week and a half or 2 weeks after you. I'm so sad.
Oh, that's so sad. Even if we overlapped by a day.
Yeah. I know.
I don't know when I'm going. When am I going? I'm going in 1, 2, 3 weeks. What? Just under 3 weeks.
Oh my God. You're going to love it.
2.5 weeks. Mental. I'm so excited.
Oh, and your first time in New York, right?
First time in America.
That's crazy.
Never been to America, so yeah, I'm very, very excited.
Yeah,
anyway, right back to fantasy.
I know. I
always get off topic.
When people visit New York, and I'm like, oh my God, you have to do all these things. Okay, back to fantasy. Sorry, guys. All right, I'm gonna get to. We got 26 questions. Holy cow! We definitely can't get to all of them, but I have no rhyme or reason to these questions. I'm going to just ask them and we can try to just like speed through them as fast as possible. So Carefree Jam has asked Havertz or Mount?
I mean, if you're going, I would always pick form. And I know Havertz scored yesterday, but we know Mason Mount is going to. I thought it was brilliant when he came on yesterday as well. I think at the moment, price, form, go Mount. I'm keeping Havertz, like I said, because if you don't have either of them, I'd bring in Mount.
Mm-hmm.
But because I have other areas of my team that I need to like fix. Like Havertz isn't a priority. I think he's going to play against Newcastle. There's every chance he could score. But yeah, if I was to pick between the two, if I didn't have either of them, it would be Mount.
Yeah, I think he's like getting into better goal.
Although he shouldn't be on penalties.
He should. I was like, come on, Mace, please. What's
Yeah, I
going on
know.
here?
To be honest, 99% of the time, that penalty yesterday doesn't get saved. But Fraser Forster is some freak, like nearly 7 foot man that, you know, he literally covers every part of the goal. And when his arm span is just ridiculous. So like he got his arm to it, but not a lot of goalkeepers, you know, he could dive low but still get his arm up there, whereas most goalkeepers aren't saving that. So I think it's fine, but yeah, intriguing to see who will be our penalty taker.
Yeah, I know.
Coutinho's not on the pitch.
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
No,
I thought,
neither.
honestly, like Alonso and Chua had really good
Brilliant.
penalties. Yeah, I was like, why is Alonso not a striker? Like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was made to be a striker, wasn't he?
Charlie Roberts asks, best Chelsea defender to target in FPL seems to be Chilwell at the moment, but who's second, third best? Okay, so had a bit of technical difficulties, but the brilliance of recording this is that I can just go back, create a new thing, and we can fix it. So all fixed now. I went next to my Wi-Fi. That seems to have helped. But Liv, I think you were saying that top two options were Chilwell and Rudiger for you.
Yeah, I think so. I think that they're just Rudiger's, you know, is going to play every game. I think there is still a slight rotation risk next to Chilwell just because Chelsea have got a lot of games. But I was saying you might see Marcos Alonso play in the League Cup like we did yesterday. In the the Champions League against Malmo next week. So yeah, I would say it's difficult to pick a third. I've just actually read, I think, something from Tuchel's post-match yesterday saying he hopes Azpilicueta is going to be back for the weekend. So I would say if when Azpilicueta's fit, I would say he's the third most important because it was a complete rare occasion when he was dropped for Norwich, rested. He can play obviously right wing back, play right at the centre back three. So yeah, I would probably go Alonso, Chilwell, Rudiger, a top two, and then probably Azpilicueta is the third.
Yeah, I personally have Aspie and Chilwell. It was kind of a weird decision that I just made and decided to do. I don't usually even double up on defenders, but I just did it. But the only reason why I have both of them is because I have so much squad depth that I have like two players on my bench that I would feel comfortable with bringing in. So I don't really mind if they're not playing because I know I can have somebody come in for that spot. I look like very translucent right now. It's like the lighting in here. I don't think I'm good. This white. I like this is super weird to see. Okay. FPL Edward Dino says Mount or Foden, time to say goodbye to Greenwood and Sarr. I transferred Sarr out because I couldn't be asked anymore. I was like, I'm not getting.
Yeah, I think I might. I'm giving him Southampton at home. Sarr, so he might be my transfer next week. What was it? I really don't know. I think they're very similar choices. Both, obviously, Foden has been more consistent over the season, but arguably he's played more than Mount. But if Mount carries on like he did last week, then he'll be we saw how good he was last season, and he will find his way back into the side 100%. I would say at the moment, Foden's probably more likely to be dropped or rested or rotated because City have a load of games. They've obviously got a lot of options. Chelsea don't have as many options because of injuries. City have got no injuries to any of those front 5, 6, 7 players. So I would say they're both similar options. Mount's obviously cheaper. Yeah, I think it's a very close call between them both. Ellie, who would you say? Because I don't know, I can't pick between them really, apart from Foden being more consistent because he's played more.
Yeah, I have Foden in my team. I went with him because he's more consistent. I'm just checking out like the differentials. So Foden's 9.9% owned. And if I look at Mount for a sec, he is 14.4%. So Foden is also a little bit more of a differential. I think Foden, like you said, is more of a rotation risk, but I was kind of willing to take that risk just because I have such massive squad depth. And I'm just taking a look at his minutes as well. Really, if he doesn't start, it seems like he doesn't really come on. I see like 1 80-minute appearance against Southampton, but then it seems like he started the past 4 games. So I went for Foden. Mount, I just feel like he's not as consistent of a goal scorer, I think. But both are very similar options. I mean, Mason just scored a hat trick, so maybe this could be the season that he starts having record-breaking numbers. Like you just don't know. But for me personally, I went for Foden.
Yeah.
A lot of the same questions. So we're getting questions about Vardy. We kind of answered that. If he's fit, we'll bring him in. But somebody else that we actually talked about last week when I was in London is Antonio. I think he actually did get a goal last week, but up until then, he had been a bit dry for a couple of weeks. So what are you thinking about doing with him? Is he on your radar, somebody to transfer out at all?
No, not at all. He can come up with goals like that in games like that. I know they've got tough games. They've got Villa away, which isn't easy. Then they've got Liverpool at home, but then they've got Wolves away. He causes whoever he plays issues. He causes whoever he plays problems. He really does. And it was a run of, let me have a look. It was a run of 2 games without a goal, which is ridiculous. We were considering transferring him out. Before that, it was then a run of 2 games again, but then it was 3 double. So he got 3 double-digit hauls, got sent off, so missed the next game. So that's 2 games. Then he scored. Then he didn't score in 2 games. Then he scored. So it has been quite up and down for Antonio this season, but there's no other consistent forwards. Tell me other consistent forwards around his price bracket. There's none. No. He is the best option at his price bracket by an absolute country mile. And he hasn't been inconsistent enough for me to warrant transferring him out. He's been, he scored, he's got goals and assists at the start of the season. I'm very much sticking with him until he starts going on a run of games, which is, 2, 3, 4 games without a goal. But he hasn't done that yet. The max he's done is 2 or 1, one, and then he was suspended, and then the last 2. So I'm not worried too much about Antonio. He will be staying in my team, for the near future, 100%.
No,
Are you thinking of transferring him out now?
No, I mean, I've made so many transfers. I mean, he's been pretty consistent. I think at one point, the only time I had transferred him out was when he was suspended, and I had thought he was going to be suspended for like 3 weeks, but it was only 1 by mistake.
Yeah.
And so that's the only time that happened. And then I had DCL in my team, and I was like very happy because DCL was doing quite well, but then he got injured. Now he's in my team to stay. One of the other questions we've gotten is what to do with Ronaldo. I think that Ronaldo is a massive sell at this point, especially after Man United's 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. Like, that was insane. And they're sticking with Ole. It seems that the squad is not super happy right now. So I think we can agree probably Ronaldo sell, but give me your thoughts on that. And then who are you replacing him with? That's not Vardy, for example, because I think many people did that.
Yeah, it's hard, I think. I mean, I got rid of Ronaldo. I did get rid of Ronaldo. He was very close to scoring against Liverpool. He's always got that in him, the ability to score a goal. He was also lucky not to get sent off. He lost his head a little bit in that game. And the thing is that this Spurs game could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
They're both in poor form. They're both lost big games on the weekend. Obviously not in the manner that Man United did, but Spurs played pretty poorly in that game as well. So I really can't call this one. But, looking at that Spurs defence, I think Ronaldo would probably do well against them. But that's not enough for me. I got rid of him last week ahead of the Liverpool game, and I'm very glad I did. Although a bit of Vardy, which didn't quite pay off, but never mind. Went off at half time injured, but it's fine.
Like, he was in such good form before that.
Yeah.
Taken off early, it's like.
Yeah, exactly. It's just frustrating. But I mean, if you have Ronaldo, fair play for sticking with him. But for me, that was just way too much money to have on the bench, not on the bench, to have in my team and not start it and not scoring. He wasn't doing anything. Ronaldo's there to score goals, and if he doesn't score goals, then it's like, well, he's not. There's no point us having him in our team. So, yeah, for me, it would be a sell. But then again, it's really hard to pick a replacement because there's not too many options up top. Kane didn't look great against West Ham either, so it's difficult. But I mean, that's up for you to decide, not me. But I'm saying sell.
Yeah, I say sell as well, and I did sell, and I reinvested that money in the defense, and I'm a lot happier because now I have the option. I went with mostly wing back so that I have the option of hopefully 6 points plus hopefully a goal or bonus or something like that. So I had a game. I've been wanting to play this for a while, and I keep forgetting to bring it up, and I've just remembered. It's very quick. So I wanted to go through like the kings of the last game week. I'll basically say the name, and you tell me like buy, have in your team, like buy / keep, or sell / avoid. So kind of like have them in your team or don't have them in your team to kind of see. Just one of those words. Okay, cool. Martinez.
Avoid.
James. Reece James.
Yeah, probably buy.
Cresswell. I love this game.
Avoid.
Ooh, Chilwell.
Buy.
Mount.
Yeah, buy, keep. He's cheap, isn't he?
Yeah. Salah.
Yeah, keep.
Foden.
So tough. Buy, but at your own risk.
Okay. So we have a warning there. Cornet.
No.
Cornet.
Avoid.
Keita.
Keita.
Yeah. Sorry, Keita.
Avoid. He's made of glass. Avoid.
Dennis.
Avoid.
All right. I thought that was fun.
Watford aren't going to play like that every week, I don't think.
I
mean, they might.
They
might play like it again against Southampton. Who knows? But
yeah.
No.
Like, of course, they scored 5 and Sarr didn't score or get like any goal contribution.
Yeah, I know. Because he came off, didn't he?
Well, I thought that game was kind of fun because a lot of times people just look at like those kings and just like transfer them straight in.
But actually, no, it's not worth. Sometimes it's not worth doing that.
Yeah, so I think we got to like a majority of the questions. It's getting pretty late. I need to eat lunch because I'm about to pass out. I have this like Caesar salad recipe that is like made with Greek yogurt, and it's so good. And
nice.
It's interesting, but I literally am obsessed with it now. I make like homemade croutons and stuff.
Oh, very nice. Chef
So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of this kind of like new video format. For me, it's a lot easier in case we have any technical difficulties. I can try to edit it a teensy bit to cut out the technical difficulties part. But of course, let me know what you think, and you can always ask questions to us on Twitter as well. Liv, as always, thanks for joining. Cool. All right, guys, we'll be here probably same day, same time next week. Still have to sort it out, but you will get an FPL stream every week. We still have one game until the international break, so we're good. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope that this is helpful. Let us know how your game weeks get on. Hopefully better than last week. Praying for your game week last week. So, guys, have a good rest of your day, and until next time, we're out.